Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming to our second dev stream for this week. And the first time that we've adhered to the schedule that we promised that we'd make for you guys last week. So I'd like to pat ourselves in the back slightly for doing that. And even more, I'd like to thank you guys for showing up again. I see a lot of familiar faces in our chat. And we're also excited to announce we finally got Twitch partner status. So we actually have quality levels for you guys. So you can adjust that to be more friendly to your mobile devices, or if you're in one of the many bandwidth restricted regions, you don't have to kill your connection to watch us anymore. But everyone who did that leading up to this, we're very appreciative, and we feel like that makes you our biggest fans of all, so thanks a lot. I know, so first of all, we'll start with some bad news. I know I said we were going to be showing off the progress we'd made on the disaster zone map, but unfortunately, as the way development sometimes goes, we introduced a bug right before we put it out here, and it's crashing right now. So we can't actually show you the progress that we made, but I swear that we have made some awesome progress, and I promise you that we will show this to you next week on our Wednesday stream, and maybe we'll even do a special stream for you guys on Monday if we can get it working by then. And make sure that you guys get to experience that. So we're gonna be playing, normal matches on the server. Again, if you guys find us, if some of you guys are friends with us on Steam, you can feel free to join us and try to destroy us and embarrass us on our own stream. I know Rocket is certainly capable of that. So I'll answer. We already got a couple of questions coming in here, so I'll pause for a moment to answer a few. Yes, this is Nazaroff. That's not even really close to how you spell my name, but I know what you meant. So yes, I am N Nazaroff, Norm Nazaroff on there. You've seen me a lot on the forums, I'm sure. And in terms of how many of us work on the game, yes, there's quite a bit more than two of us. This is, to my left is Jeff LaChance. You've probably seen him post a few times on the forum as well. He's an artist and modeler for us. He's made a lot of the weapons and armor. He did the Major Tom set, was entirely him, the cool spaceman one. Yeah, so he's an artist. We have about 12 people on the team in total between everyone who's on there. We have a few people who rotate on and off between other projects. So we're a small dev team, but we're also not a solo man operation. We're kind of somewhere in between. Let's see, what weapons are you working on? Yeah, so we have melee hammer is one thing that we're working on. We've mentioned that one a few times on past streams. So the idea for the melee hammer will be it's a combo weapon, so you'll be able to knock people up in the air with it, and then kind of baseball bat them through the air a little bit. That's the usage pattern we want to go with for the hammer. We've got a lot of stuff in progress that not all of them will necessarily get into the game. There's a flamethrower type weapon we're working on. There's a crossbow that we prototyped. I know TJ, also known as Weapon Tinker on the forum, he's been teasing you guys with his gun that shoots swords. That's essentially his crossbow prototype. We also have a beam type of weapon, so the kind of weapon you charge up and then hold down so you keep a beam on someone. We have a couple of spooling weapons, so minigun type of things in the works. We also have some cool variants on the swords. I know just today Jeff was begging us to get moving on the beam saber variant for the swords, which are kind of a lightsaber type of situation. So I think you guys will find those pretty awesome. I don't know precisely when we'll get those out. The beam sabers, everyone's really stoked about those, so we might bring them out pretty soon. But we want to get a couple of cool sort of lightsaber theme appropriate abilities in for those, in addition to their unique look. Let's see, Ruman, did you get my email about Jimmy Dizzle? Probably. I get a lot of emails. I know a couple of people have mentioned Jimmy Dizzle to us. We're a huge fan of his, and we watch his Twitch stream all the time, and we're super grateful that he's been such a huge promoter of us. So I'm definitely aware of Jimmy Dizzle, and we love him, and we're looking forward to working more with him in the future, and I hope he keeps streaming minimum. Let's see, who's playing on stream? So the person who's playing on stream is, as I just said a few minutes ago, is Jeff LaChance. He's one of the artists in the project. He was responsible for the Major Tom armor, a bunch of the different weapons that you see. He's an artist that makes models and that sort of thing. Have you considered a sword and shield? Yes, we have. We've considered shield plus various kinds of weapons. So that pattern of having a riot shield or sort of a traditional kind of medieval melee shield we think would be pretty cool. We don't necessarily want to make it a sword and shield weapon. We were interested in maybe doing sort of a one-handed pistol plus shield type of thing, or maybe even going as far as giving you guys the ability to equip a shield and then mix and match that with certain classes of one-handed weapons, which we think would be pretty cool. We want to get a little more comprehensive pass on our melee weapons before we make too many more of them. I know we think the swords are pretty well balanced, but I know some of you are concerned with how easy it is to fight new players with them. So we want to make sure that we get that really squared away and solidified before we make too many more additions to that class of weapon. Let's see. Anywhere explosive ARs and shotguns. No specific word on them. I think TJ was working on an explosive something. It might have been part of the crossbow. I think the crossbow, one of the variations on the crossbow prototype he was working on had where it would stick and then it would detonate a few seconds later. So I think that was a variant on the crossbow that he did. I don't think he's done an explosive shotgun specifically or an explosive AR, but I know we were talking about an explosive crossbow. For those of you who are new to the stream, and I think there's probably a few of you, this is our official developer stream for Minimum. We try to do these twice a week, sometimes more. We like to show off new features, answer you guys' questions, let you know about things that we're going to be working on, what our plans for the game are, and in general give you guys a chance to talk to us and be involved in our process. It's super important to us that you guys give us our feedback early and often, and we want you to shape this game along with us and really be a part of the direction that Minimum takes and make sure that more than anything, it's a game that you guys want to play and a game that you guys feel like you are a part of it. Actually, Lee Bargain Snooten will be on tonight, I think. He asked me, Lee Barg being Grave, he asked me if he could do another after-hour stream tonight. So I think maybe as soon as right after we wrap this up, those guys are going to come on and do their Grave and Shane Unplugged after-hours stream. I know you guys like that, so yeah, look forward to that. We'll do another little announcement when they go up. If you're following us already on Twitch, which if you haven't, I suggest you do, you'll be notified when they go live. So yeah, I was talking about sticky bombs or mines. Yes, so kind of a funny story about sticky bombs and mines. So proximity mines and remote mines in particular, I have a very love-hate relationship with those weapons. It's my belief, we've talked about this internally, it's my belief that everyone who's played shooter games for long enough has one class of weapon that they absolutely hate. And not because it's a bad weapon or not because it's a poor design choice or that there's anything inherently wrong with them. It's just something was done to you early in your shooter career and it scarred you for life and you just can't deal with them. So for me, that's proximity mines and remote mines in GoldenEye and then Nintendo 64. I was never super great at GoldenEye. I was a PC shooter player before that. A lot of my friends were console players, and so GoldenEye was sort of their first real shooter, and they made me play it with them. And I liked the game. It was a great game, but I could never get a handle on the use of the prox mines, the remote mines. I just didn't have enough map knowledge, and so every time they would make us play a remote mine or prox mine only match, it was just the worst thing in the world, and I would just lose and I would die over and over and over, and they would come up with all kinds of ways to humiliate me. So I hate those weapons, but I recognize that a lot of people like them, and TJ in particular is a big fan of the remote and proximity mine style of game. So he's already been prototyping some of those. He's got a couple of different variations on the Halo style sticky grenade and on some GoldenEye style proximity and remote mines. I don't know. We don't have a specific plan for when those are going to come out. But again, TJ is always prototyping weapons, basically all the time. Probably every time we do this stream, I could give you guys a list of a half a dozen new things that TJ is trying out. So if enough of you guys like that, we're probably going to put a poll up on the forums soon to ask you guys what of the various weapons we're working on currently you'd like to see next, like which one you'd like us to focus on first. So look forward to that. Maybe next week or the week after we'll look into doing that. Let's see here. Are you going to introduce a die system for dying characters' weapons to get rid of always seeing white? Yeah, so we've talked about this on a few other streams too. We joke about blockmen underwear, we call them. So your blockman just starts off as I guess they're naked. I know they're blockmen. I'm not sure what qualifies as clothing or nakedness for a blockman. But you have your white block, and we've talked about different skins you could put on them to customize them, whether it's as simple as just color or something a little more complex. Particularly once we get into adding features for team play and for ranked modes and stuff like that, we want to give you guys the ability to customize your default Blockman, so you could do your team colors or team emblems or that kind of thing. Whatever we can come up with that'll stay within the minimalist art style that we have, but also give you guys a chance to personalize and customize your guy when you start out. Let's see here. So I'm going to scroll up again, look for some more questions here. Yeah, explosive crossbow should be cool. Force push on the lightsaber, yeah, maybe. We talked about force push. We talked about being able to throw your lightsaber and have it come back to you. We've also talked about making the alt fire ability on it be some sort of a defensive. Oh, is the camera off?
No, it's just a little high.
Little high.
Yeah,
Jeff always looking out for. It's TJ actually. TJ always looking out for me, making sure you don't just see my forehead, you see the rest of my face. It's very important. Although you still mostly see my forehead, it looks like.
It's a little delayed.
It's a little delayed. It'll fix itself. Anyway, but we talked about possibly adding a defensive stance to the swords that would let you reflect bullets back. Again, cool thematically appropriate abilities for that. Let's see here. Figured out a bug that allows you to launch out of any map. I believe that you have figured that out, Rocket. I think you've broken our map a dozen different ways. On the forums, but if you have to, that's fine. Otherwise, you can message it to us. I'll put the email address in the chat again. It's been a while since I put it there, but we've got a bug reports email address that you guys can send stuff to. Particularly if it's sensitive stuff that you don't necessarily want to put out there so that other people can exploit it. Let us know. Give us a repro case. Give us some screenshots, and we'll look at it immediately and do the best we can to get those things fixed. Let's see here. Not really in the game. I want to ask you guys, since you guys are in the industry, I'm a computer science major and I'm wondering what language to learn first. I'm thinking C++. So Kill Legacy, it depends on what your goal is. So if you mean literally the first language you're going to learn as a CS, as a computer science student, I wouldn't necessarily recommend C++. It's a very useful language that you'll definitely need to know. You glitch? Yep, that's a glitch. We just saw Jeff have the dash glitch, which we're working on fixing actually. As I was saying though, C++ is an excellent language. It's highly useful in the computer games industry, but it's also one of the more complicated languages and difficult to use. So if you're brand new to programming and you want to just sort of get your feet wet and learn the core concepts of it without some of the hassle that comes from working with a lower level language like C++, Python or C# or JavaScript, things like that are a much gentler introduction for how to program and how to get into that. And then you definitely want to learn C++ as you go, because that's far and away the most important language for you to know as a game developer. But even something like C#, the Unity engine, which is a very popular indie tech that we actually even use internally for some of our prototypes and projects, that runs primarily on C#. So learning that would let you get started on making your own personal game projects right off the bat, which is very important. I want to point out, I haven't done this yet. Jeff was just running by our new spawn containers. This is part of the initial step in our response to some of the spawn camping problems we've had, and trying to reduce the ability of really skilled players to completely dominate new players or players who've just spawned in. They're one-way barriers, so they're one-way barriers. So your team can enter and leave them at will, but opponents can't go inside of them. They can't shoot you. They can't damage you inside of them. But you can fire out. So there's a disincentive for people to bother fighting around them at all. There's a little bit of a bug with them right now. You may see your character react as though they're taking damage. But you'll notice that you don't get any of the health loss glow. You don't get any of the low health feedback. So you are safe in there, even if it might sometimes look like you're getting hit. You're definitely not. Oh, and Jimmy Dizzle's here. Jimmy, we were just talking about you. All good things, I swear. We love you, Jimmy. We love watching your stream. We love watching you play the game. And we're super happy to have you. And I'm honored that you were watching our stream like we watch yours. I'm going to scroll back down and look at a few more questions here. let's see. Can you make a cancel create armor button? I had to leave a game because I picked the wrong armor. I'm not sure. So if you're asking, can we make a button to let you interrupt the crafting process? We definitely could do that. We had it at one point so that if you moved during the crafting process, or if you tried to walk around or shoot, it would cancel it. And we took that out because people were getting confused. They were moving accidentally or not realizing that would cause that to happen. So we removed that. We could add a specific cancel option, such as hitting the escape key or something like that to let you do that. That's actually a pretty good idea and would not be difficult to add. So I'll add that to our community task list and see if we can't get that in there. As far as if we can let you replace the armor that you have with armor that you've already built with different sets of armor, we've talked a lot about how we would handle a buyback or a sort of a salvage type of system for that. It's getting a little bit complicated to get implemented in a way that is transparent to you guys and works consistently, but we'll probably give you the ability to immediately sell back a piece of armor that you've crafted within say 10 or 15 seconds of having made it as sort of an oops button. And then we might give you the further ability to actually salvage something to get part of the cost back, but not all of it, as a way of just changing your mind later if you decide that the armor you were working on is no longer ideal for the match conditions and you want to change to something else. Let's see here. Will be a mute option or a report system for negative players. Mute option, definitely we will add that. It actually wasn't even on our radar, come to think of it, but that is definitely something that we should get in. We'll definitely have it for once we have voice chat in, but we should let you be able to mute text chat as well. So we'll put that on our list of community features. As far as reporting goes, we don't have any immediate plans to have a report option. The community is small enough right now that we can sort of manually police some of the poor offenders. But as we grow and as we expand over the course of early access, and particularly once we hit full release, we'll definitely make sure we have the ability to report users and to mark what games they're in, both to help deal with with cheaters and hackers, and also just to make sure that toxic or negative members of the community are noted and dealt with. Let's see here. What's the character try count and how high does it get with the most massive armor you have? Jeff, do you have any idea? The triangle count on the base characters is very low, I'm sure.
It's really low.
Really
in
low.
Fact, there really isn't a base count or a high poly count that really renders performance. So.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how what say the Berserker armor or the Paladin armor, something like that? Major Tom, you have any idea how many tries are in those things? Give me a ballpark.
3,000 to 4,000 maybe.
3 to 4. We'll call it 3,000 to 4,000 for some of the higher detail ones. There. I mean, the whole point of the game style is to be nice and low, minimalist and kind of lo-fi. So in general, our triangle counts, our poly counts are pretty low compared to other games. So I think 3,000 or 4,000 is probably about where we sit. Yeah, hey, we love streaming for the community, Jimmy, and we want to make sure that you guys, as I said before, want to make sure that you guys are involved in this process, and we're really looking forward to, believe it or not, a big part of the reason we want to get the party matchmaking in is not just so that you guys can play with your friends, but also so that we can play with you guys. One of the things we want to get going very soon is to have streams where we play. You guys can play with us. We'll put, maybe we'll do a 5v5 where it's 5 of us are, it's the dev team versus however many of you guys want to play against us. We'll mingle with you guys and help you get into games. You can play with us and talk to us and give feedback. We've also talked about we also talked about giving you guys access to some of our beta environments occasionally as a way of sneak previewing some of the features for you guys, so you guys can, maybe we'll do a little contest where a couple of you guys can play with us on very early versions of new features and give you guys a chance to do that. Let's see. Weapon Tinker, did Yumi get connection lost that game? Tinker is not in the room here, so I don't know if he's looking at this or not. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Let me be part of the minimum police, and I will serve justice with a side of spaghetti. Yeah.
What?
That's what Jimmy Dizzle says. Jimmy, we actually are working on. I don't want to talk too much about it because we haven't decided all the different ways that it will manifest itself for you guys. But we're definitely aware of who the most active and most sort of outspoken members of our community are, and we've got a couple of plans in motion for ways to get you guys more directly involved and to let you guys help us with things like police in the community, things like police in the forums, that kind of thing. We've got some plans going forward for improvements to the forums as well. I know there was some threads on our Steam forum previously where people were, let's call it what it is. The Steam forums are pretty good, but they lack a lot of the features that we would expect from a modern forum experience. So we're currently looking into and investigating what it would take to get a more proper official forum put together that would still let you guys use your Steam identities and use your Steam credentials to be a part of that, so you wouldn't have to be making new forum accounts and stuff like that. We don't want to do that. So as part of that whole process, we'll also be looking at, like I said, that sort of flagging standout community members to make sure that you guys are visible to the community and also are able to to help us and give us more direct feedback and things like that. See, one of those shotgun sounds tracers getting improved. God, it is on the eternal list of things to fix. We actually have. They're not in this build, but we made a pretty major change to the shotguns internally that we're testing. We got rid of all of the crosshair expansion for the shotguns, so they don't lose any accuracy now, or I think they lose a tiny bit, but it's the same amount that the bullet hell currently loses. It's almost none. But anyway, we got rid of the accuracy loss that shotguns have when jumping and running, which should make them immensely more usable and aimable. And then we also have some new sounds coming in from our sound guy, I think soon, and we'll be putting those in. We don't have an exact time frame, but by the time update 2 rolls around, we'll have new shotgun sounds in. Tracers we're waiting for our particle effects guy is a little swamped. Hasn't had time to work on minimum recently, but I think next week he's supposed to free up, and then we're gonna have him take a look at those shotguns and get some better tracers and particles for you guys. Let's see here. Just for fun, idea not literally saying it needs to be made. Tank style Marauder armor that reduces all damage taken and gives by 90%. Taken and given. Maybe. I mean, we've talked a few times internally about what a tank means in minimum. So just giving you a ton of damage mitigation with no abilities to cause damage doesn't work as well in minimum as it might in in like League of Legends or certainly in an MMO. So just being a dude who can just stand around forever and not die but also not kill someone, since all of our weapons are ranged and line of sight, it's not the most effective way to play. So we're investigating different ways to bring tankier armor sets, make them stronger and give them a clearer role in the game. But I think that's going to take a little while for us to figure out. Let's see. Can we add you on Steam? You can. We don't necessarily accept all the friend invites, and if we don't accept one, it's nothing personal. We get a lot of the invites, and so we just try to keep our friend list cleaned up to the people that we're currently. Mostly the people that we friend on Steam are people that we're trying to help with problems, or people that have discovered bugs that we want to go through sort of specific use cases and specific reproduction steps to see how they make those things happen. Jacob in particular, Jacob Waschenfelder, who you've seen post on the forums a lot, he's almost always got a series of friends on Steam that he's currently working with to help them resolve connection problems or crash issues or that sort of thing. So generally speaking, that's when we add friends on Steam. So again, nothing personal. If we haven't accepted you, you're free to to send us a request. And periodically we'll go through and add some people and play games with them. Let's see. Here's a question. Let's see. You have a party of 5 and all 5 players are godlike and the other team is just pug randoms and they complain that the teams are not auto-switching. Will it queue you with randoms or versus partying players? So I think your question is, will our match, when you queue as a party, will it match you up against random people, or will it match you up against other full party queues? And the short answer to that is we need a bigger community before we can be that granular with it. So when it initially comes out, it's going to match you with the first server it can find space for you in. And the important thing for us is to make sure that you can get that you can be on the same server with your frames. You can be on the same server with your friends, and whether you're playing with them or against them. And then as the community grows and as we get more players on all the time, we'll add additional matchmaking logic to make sure that, you know, kind of like what League of Legends and Dota do, we try to match full teams up against full teams whenever possible, or at least you know, multiple streamed things together whenever we can. So that's our goal, and the same thing with the auto balance stuff. When we know the auto balance is a little bit of a contentious issue. Some people love it. Some people would, you know, just absolutely do not want to be separated from the people they wanted to play with. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that the best thing is to have a satisfying match where both teams are even and things are fun and things are competitive up until the end. And that's what we're going to strive to deliver, you know, whenever we can. And like I said, particularly at you know, in this initial growing phase of our community, you know, we might have to break some people up from their friends occasionally, but it'll always be in the interests of making sure that the games are competitive and as fun as they can be. Let's see here. Question: has Newton improved enough to take on me and Morlock, the legendary, in a 1v1? You'd have to ask him. He's not in the room right now. I can't answer for him. I'm sure he and Grabe would love to take you in a 2v2 without question. Leebarg is pretty. He's been known to trash talk. He's been known to have a very high opinion of his abilities.
Yes.
And so I think he would take all comers that threw a challenge at him. And you know, maybe you guys can find him during their after-hour stream tonight. Let's see. Got a two-part question now. What is the reasoning behind the minimalist style? And with lower polygons, do you find you can get more particle effects, etc., without experiencing performance loss? The reason behind the minimalist style is, I mean, the short answer is it looks cool. We you know, we wanted to differentiate ourselves and give you guys something that you hadn't seen before. You know, there's a million games out there that have super high-res art styles or very realistic art styles or you know, science fiction art styles. Like, there's a million games you can play if you want to find that kind of stuff. There's very few games. Oh, and there's the spectate bug. We just saw Lieutenant Fiercey Gorefree come in as a spectator, which is a known issue that we're still working on. It's hard to make it happen, so we're still working on trying to fix it. But yeah, that's a thing that happens occasionally. Anyway, so as I was saying, right, mostly because we think it looks really cool. It was an interesting challenge for us, even though it's lower poly and the art is not as complex. There's a ton of challenges involved in trying to figure out how to take something and reduce it to its essential elements and the things that are most important to get that across. You know, like when we were first making weapons for this, it was very common for us to make a weapon and then sort of look at it in a review and go, wow, this there's a ton. Even though it's really simple, like there's not that much to it, it still felt like there was too much to it. There was too many details, too many little parts, too many things that detracted. Oh, I see Peter Camper over there. I know he's been a common forum poster. Sorry that we murdered you, but we appreciate your support, yep. Mr. Camper. So it was a challenge to figure out how to make the weapons and the armor minimal enough that they really conveyed the art style that we want, but they were still understandable and recognizable as the kinds of things, you know, that we want you to know that a machine gun is a machine gun. We want you to know that a sword is a sword. We want you to know that a little golden robot is a little golden robot and things. Double whammy, Jeff.
I only had a level 1, so I couldn't do too much.
Oh, that hurts. And then in terms of performance loss, it's better, yeah. It lets us amp up the particle effects. It lets us do a lot longer draw distances and things like that than a lot of games can do. But we also have a pretty advanced lighting engine in there. We use Enlighten, which is the same lighting middleware tech that's used by like Frostbite 2 and a lot of modern engines. So the lighting is, and we're not showing it off that well in the current maps. And I wish we got a chance to show you guys the updated Disaster Zone map that's got a much better use of some of our lighting. in there. It's got some cool atmospheric effects and things like that. So I think once you see that map, you'll understand where we want to get to ultimately with all of our maps. So I'm really looking forward to the first time we get to show that to you guys. Let's see, I found a bug with the heal sword. If you have level 3 Berserker legs and you right click when you have the heal sword, then you're going to, in crazy teleporting. Yeah, we actually saw Jeff have that bug earlier today. We're working on it. I believe it's actually an auto-targeting bug with the way the swords try to aim assist you to things, which we also know that people have complained about. They aren't necessarily a big fans of the sword aim assist in the first place. So, you know, we're going to work on that and see what we can do to alleviate that problem. See, after early access, you guys be bringing a competitive leaderboard and ranking system to the game. Yes. And it may even be before we leave early access. We definitely want to get competitive and ranked modes and team functionality in there. That's a pretty high priority for us. We just need to finish getting all sort of the core game modes and the core features and the core set of Titan maps and weapons and armor that we want you to have. Get some more balance in there before we put too much effort into the ranked system. We want to make sure that we're a really solid, balanced, competitive game. You know, before moving on to the more competitive features. You guys can't see him,
Can I say
but
hi?
you can say hi. He's lurking just off to the side.
Jimmy Dizzle in there?
Jimmy Dizzle is in the chat. Yep.
Hey, Jimmy. Nothing but love for you. But next time I play either with you or against you, I hope to have some fun. So that's all I wanted to say was hi to Jimmy.
You guys gonna play tonight, right? You guys
I
after
want
hours?
to. I don't know, but y'all just start.
He
Just
challenged you.
start telling Shane right now in the comments to play. Because if he plays, then I'll definitely play. Otherwise, we're gonna go work out.
All right.
So-
You heard the man. You don't want him to get, like, if he gets any stronger than he already is, he's gonna reach right through the internet and destroy you guys. So, like, you don't want him to work out tonight. You want him to play the game against you.
I now want to play the game.
And he wants to play
He
it.
needs to soften up, so
That's right.
don't let him work out.
Don't let him work out. So, like you said, tell Shane in the chat how much you want him to play tonight, and then we'll have the Shane and Grabe after hours show.
Oh, there you guys.
Let's see. Hoping the game will be free to play soon, like Time Gate originally planned. No, we have no intentions of going free to play. We want to be a premium focused title. We want to make sure that we don't have to add the sorts of features that a lot of free to play games do, where there's pay to win and there's it starts to sort of seep into the competitive balance of the game. We want to stick with this premium price point. That doesn't mean that we won't offer cosmetic things for sale, announcer voice packs, or special limited armors, or that are purely visual reskins of things. But we don't want to be selling. We don't want to be selling power. We don't want to be selling functionality that you have to buy to be competitive. The map we're on right now, I just realized these comments are kind of far back. The map we're on right now is the Titan Factory. The one before this was the Desert Canyon, and the one after this will be Disaster Zone or City 03. Let's see here. See, when will the icons for the new devices schematics collected be updated? Are you asking when will we get new icons for those? That I think we're making them right now. We probably won't roll them out until we do update 2, but we'll definitely be getting them out there. I think probably update 2 timeframe is when we'll roll out small but important UI polish stuff like those icons. Let's see here. When will the stats window be fixed when you come back from the game at resets? Yeah, I know that there's people talking. So Jake in particular has been talking directly to some of the users who are getting their stats reset. So we're actively trying to fix that. We have a fix that'll be rolling out in next week's build that should fix the most common way that stat reset happens. But we know there is one other way that it can also happen. It's much less common, and that's part of the reason it's been so hard for us to reproduce and track down. But it's our highest priority bug right now, and we're working hard to do that. And anytime it happens to you guys, please let us know. Please contact us at customer service. We've told them how to roll back your stats so that you'll be back to what you should have been right before it reset. Let's see here. Are we able to join friends in the game now? Yep, you can join friends directly. You can't matchmake as a party yet. That'll be coming up hopefully in the next couple of weeks here. But if your friend is already on a server, you can pull up the Steam overlay with Shift Tab, and then you can choose to join the match they're in if there's room on the server. And likewise, you can send an invite via the Steam overlay invite system to invite someone to play with you. Let's see here. Wait, thought it was going to be at 7. Are you talking about our stream timing, Wicked? Yeah, we do 2 different stream times now. We do 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, and then 4 o'clock Eastern on Fridays, basically. We started an hour early today, hour earlier than we meant to. That was actually just a mistake on our part. We started it at 4 Central instead, but that was supposed to be. We actually started an hour later than we meant to, I should say. Normally we'll start at 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time for our Friday streams. See, other than Team Deathmatch, Titan, and Dungeon Crawl, what are some of the other game modes you guys think you might add? Well, any, or not any, but a lot of the other modes that we would add would be variations on those modes. So we've mentioned Oddball, sort of an Oddballs type of mode would be a perfect fit for our Deathmatch area. We could probably add some, maybe some 3v3 or 6v6 variants of our Titan mode. Peter Camper getting his revenge of our Titan mode maps, and for the Dungeon Crawl is really meant. It's sort of an overall title for the co-op modes that we'll have. So we'll have hopefully ultimately a number of different co-op modes where you can play with your friends against AIs without having to have the stress of playing against other human players, or if you just want a different experience, we'll try to offer unique aspects to those things that are still keep to the core minimum experience, but give you guys a little bit different flavor of that kind of thing. Let's see, would it be awesome to have Capture the Flag added? Yeah, maybe we might look into things like Capture the Flag or point control, stuff like that down the road. But we definitely want to focus on Titan mode. We're going to continue to expand the objectives that are available in Titan mode and the different strategic options that you have. That's our awesome as we can. So hopefully it can be competitive, and ideally we'd love to see this get in some esports hooks in the future once we get ranked mode and things like that there. XYZ, you continue to be a beast. I don't even count you as part of our balance now. You are a force unto yourself. I don't think we could balance you even if we tried. Let's see here.
Oh, whoa!
Looking through some of these.
Yeah.
Rocket, yeah, so you were here, I think, for our Wednesday stream, Rocket. So we did that one. It'd be at whatever time we did the stream on Wednesday. So I think that was 5 o'clock Central Time, or 6 o'clock Central Time, which would have been 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Not 7 o'clock Pacific Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Should be a mode where you can be a Titan. That would be cool. We've talked about that as another possible sort of oddball type mode where one player gets to control a Titan and everyone else is trying to kill him. That could be pretty cool. Let's see here. Really enjoyed my time in the beta weekends. Sonic, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope you join us for early access. We're putting a lot of work into this and trying to make sure that it's worth the money for you guys. A big part of early access for us is we're using this money to continue to fund the development and the expansion of the game. We like to think of it like a Kickstarter, but you guys actually get the game now. It's not finished, but you get to play the game. You get to see the kinds of experiences that we're trying to make for you guys, the kinds of features that we want to add, all the things we want to bring to the table to make this the best game that it can be. And more importantly, by being a part of this in early access, you'll be able to have a direct role in helping to shape where we go. Your opinions, your feedback, your ideas, all of those things. If you go on our Steam forums, we're very active on there. We talk all the time. Interacting with the players, reading what you say, talking about what you've said and answering your questions, and we love doing that, and we love working with you guys. And so we think there's a lot of value and incentive in joining us for early access, and we hope you guys feel the same way. Do you think you'll add a classic AK-47 single stream type gun?
That is so cool. Doing it.
What are you doing? What? AK-47?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I mean, so part of the thing with so Jeff's enthusiastic about it. Part of the thing we want to do with minimum was try to make sure that any weapon that we added had some sort of unique. By the way, what he just did there is the most satisfying thing in the world. So if you guys have not used the pickup hell yet, getting a level 4 or 5 pickup hell and then hitting like 3 creeps at a time and seeing all of them drop double Titan power-ups. Oh man, it's so beautiful. And just look up at that score at the top. 104 creep score to 56 creep score. If you guys are not using the pickup hell, you need to be using the pickup hell.
Yeah.
If you care about winning Titan mode, you must have a pickup hell on your team. It is the most important support weapon in the game. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but when you do kill someone with it, all those power-ups, all that juicy candy comes out.
Wow.
It's super super satisfying.
Holy cow. That was insane.
Let's see here. Making a Kawasaki on an explosive AR. Clearly, we understand, Rocket, that you are a huge fan of explosive weapons, and we're definitely gonna keep looking at other type of explosive stuff to add, yeah, we'll keep looking at that. Yeah, the creep achievement is bugged. XYZ, sorry about that. just sorry about that. We know it's bugged. It's been bugged for a while. We just haven't had a chance to go in and fix that. The achievements were a little bit lower on our priority list. We're gonna focus more on a robust achievement pass to make sure that not only that the ones that are in there all work, because there's the bugged creep farming one, but also to add a whole bunch more achievements, Steam trading cards, all that kind of stuff. As we get closer to full release, we'll definitely do that. Let's see, which is too much, Wicked? I'm not sure what you're referring to there. They're pretty strong, maybe too strong. We read a lot of the feedback on the forums, particularly about some of the how identifiable the messages, or how identifiable the affected area is for those things. And we'll probably take a look again once our effects guide becomes available again next week. In addition to some of the shotgun particles, we'll also be taking a look at the napalm grenade effect and making sure that it's the area that it protects and does damage in is nice and clear and straightforward. Yes, sorry, Notion. I'm very sorry. We've driven a number of people almost insane with that stupid creep farming achievement and the fact that it's broken. Maybe I should just do a sticky on the forums to let people know. Sorry about that. We'll definitely get it fixed, and we'll be adding a lot more achievements as we get closer to full release. We'll turn our attention to features like that as we get closer to our real release window. Stream froze. It does seem to be a little choppy. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, it seems like it fixed itself.
It's not me.
Yeah, I think it was slow there for a few seconds, guys, and we might have had an internet connection hiccup or something like that. Actually, you know what happens sometimes when we do? So we actually use partially just to help be similar to the environment that you guys play in. We often use Steam to distribute our internal test builds when we want to do a test build that's like a production build. And so sometimes we'll put that out, and since everyone in the company has this game on the test branch on their Steam client, when we put a new version out, the whole company's internet slows to a crawl because you've got like 50 people's computers all trying to download the new version of Minimum simultaneously. So it's possible. I know they're working on fixing some of the crashing with the disaster zone map. So it's possible that you saw the stream lag because we were all uploading and pulling down new versions of Minimum. Let's see here. You nerf my speedy now flame nades. No, I got. We'll try not to fully nerf all of your things. But like I said, some of you guys are so good that I don't think there's any way we could fully nerf you guys. No matter what we did to you, you're still going to be powerful. You're still going to be awesome at playing this game. I wish we could get Google Fiber. Unfortunately, we are not a Google Fiber location. We do have fiber here, though. Actually, believe it or not, we have fiber. It's just not Google Fiber. It's pretty good fiber. It's I think I want to say it's like 150 megabit symmetric up and down. So the download isn't honestly all that. Like you can get 100 megabits from cable even, but it's the upload is where we really get our sweet advantage from the fiber. So I think we've got 150 megabit symmetric up. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see, we got any more things in here? Does dual wielding swords make Kitana's attack faster than giant killer? No, it's just a different animation. We just wanted to give the giant killer oh damn. We just wanted to give the giant killer a distinctive look to it. It doesn't make any difference in terms of attack speed. But I know we are working on a new alternate attack for the giant killer. So instead of the dash like it has right now, I believe we're going to have it do kind of a forward lunge motion. So yeah, we're going to be playing around with that. And actually, so that's a good segue into the changes we're making to the heal katana. So the heal katana was always intended to have team healing effects on it rather than the dash and that it has now. We just didn't have it ready in time. So Weapon Tinkerer finally got that working. So probably in next week's build, we'll be putting out the new version of the heal katana. We're changing the healing portion of its main effect, where it heals you after a kill. We're putting a cooldown on that, so it won't heal you after every single kill. It will heal you, it'll heal you after kill, and then it'll be, I think we're probably around 6 seconds. I think 5 or 6 seconds we're putting at before that effect will work again. And then the alternate fire is going to be an area of effect heal that will affect all of your teammates, and you can use that periodically, just like you can with the dash. And so that's meant to be another support-oriented sort of weapon, where if you're in a fight, particularly if you're around the Titan and protecting it with your teammates, you can use the alt fire to heal them all up and keep them alive during a firefight, or bring them back quicker after a battle. Jimmy, are you in Illinois? Where in Illinois are you? I didn't realize that. For those of you who didn't know, our Human Head is located in Madison, Wisconsin, which is not in Illinois, but it is. But it is about two and a half hours or so from Chicago. So a lot of us, spend time in Chicago. We have some people who work for us. Kelly, one of our community managers, you guys have probably seen. She works out of Chicago. So yeah. So basically, it's on our doorstep. Not all that far from us if you're in the Chicago area. Alton, Illinois. I honestly don't know where that is. I pretty much, for me, Illinois is basically Chicago, and then Here Be Dragons everywhere else. I don't know much about anything south of. I guess I know about Champaign because that's where University of Illinois is. But other than that, I have no idea what's in Southern Illinois. 5 hours away from Chicago, yeah. I probably have not been to your area then, most likely. Torrents are the way forward. Yeah, we've actually talked about. So there's a really cool LAN cafe in Chicago called the Ignite Gaming Lounge. And we've talked a little bit about possibly doing an event closer to the full release of the game, where we might send some of us down to Chicago, rent out the Ignite Gaming Lounge, be down there with Kelly, our community manager, and any streamers who are in the Chicago area or Madison area, and then just inviting people to come out and having minimum on all the PCs, playing minimum there, giving away T-shirts and stuff like that, make kind of a cool event out of it. So that's no promises on exactly when that would happen, but that's definitely something we've thought a lot about doing, and I think we're just going to wait till a little bit closer to our full release before we do that kind of thing. Yep, spawn rooms were definitely necessary. Granting the lists of upgrades, yeah. So please do give us feedback on all of this stuff. The change to have the creeps only drop the shards is a pretty big change. I mean, it sounds like a small change, but it's a pretty big change from a balance and strategy standpoint. So we definitely want to hear from you guys. Get on the forums after you've played with it for a while. Maybe after you play tonight or over the weekend kind of thing. Get on the forums. Let us know how you feel about these changes, about the base defensive stats we added to the armor. Also, do keep in mind that one of the things we're going to be adding, it didn't get in for this patch, unfortunately, but it'll be in for the next patch for sure. We'll be adding that weapon leveling change that I was talking about on our Wednesday stream. So as you go through successive rounds of Titan spawns, people will start spawning with level 2, level 3, level 4, and eventually level 5 weapons. So we want to make sure the snowball stays there early. If you're a really good player, you should be able to get to a level 5 weapon right away and use that to be effective and to dominate people. But we also want you to play the strategic game, and we want you to take that advantage and use it to win. We don't want you to draw out games for no reason. And so the idea is, if you have it sounds like Saber Antidote likes the creep change, so that's a very positive thing. Level 1 gear is used for longer periods of time. Yep. Yeah, agree with what Saber just said in the stream. That was another one of our goals there. Anyway, so the idea with the weapon level change there is so that if you get an advantage early but don't use it to win, eventually that advantage will close, and the teams will become more even. The fights will become more epic because everyone's got level 5 weapons, and that'll be 20-25 minutes into the game. So that's a pretty exciting change, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys think of that next week. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Oh, crash. I'll leave and start a new one.
Well, it could be we lost our net connection.
Oh, I hope not.
I guess we'll see.
I can't be entertained without it.
Looks like we had a server issue there, guys. Maybe? What just happened there? Can't hit the cancel button.
Go gadget. Reset.
Maybe. I don't know what's going on.
Oh. Cut the cameras. That's new. Oh. Whoa. Weird.
There we go. All right. You must have joined, but just hadn't gotten in yet.
Yeah.
So that was a weird little bug. You guys will, but it's live. It's live radios, guys. Live radio, guys. All sorts of things can happen. Let's see. Spawn rooms necessary as help. We have to wait and see. Oh yeah, we just talked about that. Let's see here. Disable shoot through spawn room. I assume you mean disable shooting out of the spawn room. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we're gonna keep an eye on that and see how it works. One of the things we'll almost certainly do is make it so you can't damage Titans from inside the spawn rooms. So that way we don't have problems where, as a Titan gets toward the end of its marching path, people just sit in their spawn rooms and do damage to Titans. We don't want that to happen. But shooting out of them is supposed to be a way to make sure that people don't just, with level 5 weapons, don't just sit outside the spawn areas trying to kill people. Let's see. Will there be more heavy downside early on, but you can use loads of resources to give almost no downside, like Major Tom legs? Gaboon, I'm not honestly sure what you're asking there. I think you're asking if we'll continue to make armor where as you upgrade it, the downsides become less of a problem. And the answer is probably yes. I think so. So if that's what you're asking, yeah, we're gonna keep doing things like that. Have you planned to make Steam trading cards? Yep, we plan to make Steam trading cards. I think they're on our they're on our third update. They're scheduled for our third update, I should say. So we're going to do trading cards, and we're going to actually embrace a ton of Steamworks stuff. So a big part of the crafting system going forward is to make it so that when you craft a weapon, you can trade it with people. So you may not have a schematic. Maybe you didn't unlock a schematic for the, say, the grenade launcher, but your friend does. He could craft a grenade launcher for you and then trade it to you for for whatever it is you want to trade for Dota for Dota keys or Team Fortress 2 hats or other items at minimum, like whatever you want to trade it for. We're gonna get it fully hooked into that Steam trading ecosystem. Fort Knox, thank you very much for buying Minimum. We really appreciate it. And like I said, please join us on our Steam forums. You can find links to that below our Twitch page at the bottom there. There's links to our Steam forum, links to our Facebook, and please follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube. Like us on Facebook and let us know what you think. Give us your feedback. Tell us about bugs. Tell us about what you like, what you don't like, ideas you have. We want you to get involved in this game and be a part of this community. So thank you very much for buying it, and we really appreciate it. The Ninth, by Thursday crashing a lot recently. What do you mean by recently? Is it since today's update, or just like in the last week or so? Because that would be an important distinction to us. Let's see. There was a bug I've had for a while, and I posted on the forums. Not that link you sent. Sorry. Well, if you could tell me more about the bug, we might be able to help you with that. Or if you can send us a link to which forum post you were describing it in, that would be helpful.
Jimmy Dizzle.
Jimmy Dizzle's in the game. Let's see. I thought you asked about having more armors that cost. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's up with the dinosaur? I keep seeing people are talking about it. It's a mystery. It's impossible to know the meaning of the dinosaur. We should all ponder the dinosaur and think very carefully about what the dinosaur might mean to how we live our life and how we approach games of minimum and what the future might hold. Mysteries course through the universe like water, and dinosaurs are one of those mysteries. Let's see. Since minimum surface tutor, any plans on introducing switchable camera shoulders? Yes. So this has been suggested a bunch of times. It's an excellent idea. It's a little bit of work to get implemented on our end, but it's definitely something that we want to add. So absolutely, yep. Switchable shoulders will be something that we put in there. No time frame on that yet, but again, it's on our list of community features we want to put in. Let's see. Will you guys get an update on the Steam Store page and a sticky thread with the update plans? So the upcoming build will have the map and armors. I'm not sure what you're asking there, Rocket. Are you saying we should remove update 1? If you're saying we should remove update 1, you're right. We actually should take update 1 out of there and make update 2 make it clear that update 2 is the coming update. So if that's what you mean, then yep. That's a good point, and I'll make sure we make that change tonight, actually. It should be pretty easy to do. Crashed twice in 4 games. Okay, well, we'll definitely take recently in the past hour. Okay, we'll make sure our guys take a look at that. In fact, they're probably already looking at it. So we'll investigate and see what's going on there. See, a spectate mode would be nice. Yep, we'd like to get a spectate mode in. Again, that was lower priority. Probably it'll wait until we have ranked mode and things like that before we really get started on spectator, but that's definitely something we want to do. Like I said, the dinosaurs are everywhere. Expect them to be everywhere. You know, dinosaurs are dinosaurs. Yeah, if that's what you mean, Rocket, then yep. We will do that. Suddenly it's quiet. But yes, we'll take a look at the crashing of the servers and make sure. Oh shit, it's Saber. Oh man.
Oh, that guy's nuts.
He's good. He's pretty good. I know if you've noticed all of Jeff's awesome loadout names. He put a lot of work into that right before the stream started. Wanted to make sure that he had something that spoke to who Jeff is as a person, while also making sure to entertain you guys. So you know, read them, enjoy them. I'm sure Jeff will appreciate it. This has been an epic battle so far.
Wow.
A lot of hopping, a lot of missed shots. Oh yeah, Gaboon. Yeah, they just don't drop the crystals. So you can't get to the higher tier armors by killing players, and the whole idea of that is to make sure that we encourage people to farm and make sure that those, you know, if you want to just kill players, you can. But you're going to be giving up the higher tier armors, and eventually that will become a disadvantage for you. Seek Legacy. Can I make my own character and weapon models when Steam Workshop... Oops, I scrolled too high. Hold on. Comes along. So we definitely are going to have user-generated content as part of Steam Workshop. Specifically what you guys will be able to make, we haven't decided all that yet. Some of them are difficult, but we really love to do it. Like we'd love for you guys to be able to make community maps, but there's a number of challenges associated with how that would work through the marketplace and through Steam Workshop. But that's actually like the most exciting one to us. So we're gonna do what we can to try to make that available. And then we'll probably let you guys make armor and weapon skins and things like that. Definitely, that's absolutely part of our long-term plans. Jeff showing off, giving you a little gun show there, just to to make sure everyone's still entertained.
Yep.
And we're an hour into the stream.
Now back to the other gun show.
Now back to the other gun show. Let's see. But each time I use a mini launcher to kill people, my daily missions never update, and it's making me almost cry because I suck with the mini launcher. So you're saying the kill people with mini launcher update is not happening? I know we've had problems with a few other missions here and there where they weren't activating correctly. So we'll take a look at the mini launcher one and see if there's maybe something broken with that one. You guys should add a Dizzle helmet and just make it my afro. Actually, that would actually be pretty funny. We have been talking about doing some armor like that based on like maybe a referral contest or something along those lines. We've also been talking about adding human head specific armor. So I know you guys have seen our logo. Well, you can see it's in the upper part of our Twitch page.
Yep.
But our logo has this kind of torpedo-shaped head with these goggles on, and so Jeff mocked. I think actually Jeff and Jim both did it.
Jim
Like,
did it.
or it was Jim.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Jim who did it. Who made like a human head goggle helmet, and so we've been hanging that around. We're thinking about making it either some sort of a special bonus, or maybe just a special thing for devs, so that you guys would recognize when we were in the game. Haven't quite decided what we're gonna do with it yet. We also have a beard helmet. I think you made that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff made a beard helmet that was honestly pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think that was kind of with the fro.
Yeah.
And the Uzi.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it had fro and an Uzi and a bunch of other things that went along with it.
Yeah, concept or something.
Concept thing, yeah. So we might put stuff like that out. Some funny armors in the future. Ever thought about adding capes?
Ooh.
You know, I don't know how would a cape work
Yeah.
in minimum. That's my question. So we don't really have, like, in minimum you don't have you can't have curves. That's like one of the primary design rules is there's no curved surfaces in minimum, and even like multifaceted surfaces, we keep those to sort of we have rules about how many angles we're allowed to have in close proximity. So a cape is an interesting idea, but yeah, I'm not sure what it would look like in minimum. I guess
We'd have to research it. But
yeah, we'll
you're
have to
right.
do some research, but that would be kind of cool. I mean, I guess it could just hang straight down the back if it didn't have physics.
It might have an issue with collision.
Yeah, it could have collision
outlets.
issue. But we could maybe make it like a series of hinges, sort of, so it kind of like just
Yeah.
can move in like this axis, maybe. It's an interesting idea. Not something we thought about, and definitely something that'll be a challenge to figure out how it would fit into our minimum art style and aesthetic. But a good idea.
Yeah.
I think we'll look into that. That's a good idea. Let's see. Will there ever be taunts? We've talked a lot about taunts. No ETA on when we would do that. That's sort of a lower priority to other sort of core game features. But we definitely want to do taunts. We also talked about victory poses, so that because the camera focuses on your guy when you win, you get that sort of frozen frame of him running or whatever. And we were talking about giving you unlockable different victory poses that your guy would strike, depending on what weapon he had and what armor set you had and what victory pose you had unlocked. So that was definitely something we were talking about. Apparently the IRC stream on the video is broken. Sorry about that. That probably happened when the lag occurred. there's no easy way for us to fix that. Unfortunately, the plugin that we use for that is okay, but there's no easy way to fix that without restarting the stream. So unfortunately, we'll just have to leave the chat broken for now. See, can't wait to be done with my BS. Wanting dev human that's close like you guys. Looks freaking fun. Yeah, it's Human Head's a great place to work. You know, one of the cool things of working at Human Head is because we're smaller, and because a lot of the people who are here who have been here for a long time. I mean, Jeff, you've been here for like
Same time as you.
about the same time as me. So me and Jeff have both been here for almost 6 years, or more than 6 years, I think. Which for the game industry is like an incredible amount of time. Like the burnout rate for the game industry is about 5 years when people just leave entirely. And most people bounce from company to company every year or two because they get laid off after a project is finished or things like that.
Oh.
Not quite. So close.
Oh.
But Human Head's a very it's a family type of company, and you know we work to keep around good people and to make sure that we don't have a lot of people here, but the people that we do have are very talented. We give them a lot of responsibility and a lot of freedom to work the way they need to work. Because they've been here for a while, and we have faith in what they can do. Let's see here. See capes, just a subdiv cube, give it enough bend. Yeah, that's essentially what we were talking about. It's just we have to be careful. Like I said, things we don't have cloth in the minimum universe. Cloth is not a thing. So figuring out how we can make something that approximates a cape without actually having to do something that truly looks like cloth, because that would break our aesthetic. See, how often do you and other developers play minimum outside of streaming? It varies from person to person. I know Grabe and Shane play it all the time, even when they're not streaming. I try, and when they're working, and all the other times. Weapon Tinkerer, TJ plays it all the time. Jim, the art director, he always makes sure to play at least an hour a night, basically every night. I'm similar. I try to make sure I get an hour or so a night in. And then on weekends I play. When I play on my own time, I mostly play under a secret name. So it's a different name than the ones you know. It's not Norm Nazaroff at AHH. Because I want to be able to play like a normal player and experience the game the same way that you guys are experiencing it. I don't have all the stuff unlocked on that account. I have, I start with all the same weapons that you guys do. I unlock stuff in, by the same way that you guys do. And so I try to keep an eye on, what people are saying and how people are playing the game and what the matches are like, without knowing, without you guys knowing, essentially. I'm a spy, we'll say. Let's see. Sohail, ever thought of invisibility ability? Yeah. Last stream, someone asked about that. One of the features we're working on is activatable abilities on some armors. So some torso pieces will have fewer bonus stats, but they'll come with an activatable ability that you can use, kind of like how you use devices now. And so the idea there was that a short-term cloak is one of those. Yeah, exactly. I'm not Human Head Studios 123 You found my account. It's very stealthy. But yeah, short-term cloak was definitely one of the abilities we want to look at doing for the unlockable abilities. You killed and lose it all. Yep, the Cloudster. It's a rough feel that we have all felt, and I like to think it motivates you to work even harder to get that level 5 shotgun and protect it next time. Let's see, what's the setting in minimum? Remember the setting it was said to do with the art style? So it's funny. We do have a backstory to why the universe of minimum looks the way it looks. We just haven't revealed it yet. We want to kind of hint at it through different things that are going to happen over the course of the new maps that we release and over the course of early access and some of the new maps we'll put out and events we'll do and things like that. So there's a reason why things look this way. It's not just an art style. It's an art style plus a universe. And so wow, Saber really followed you for that one. It's an art style and a universe. And so we'll kind of slowly reveal that stuff to you guys over time. Yeah, you need to relaunch your games when the kills stop counting toward missions. We're not sure why that's happening. We're gonna keep investigating that and figuring out what's going on. Let's see. For deployables, does someone recommend landmines yet, or poison traps, or swamp tar? Yeah, we talked about earlier in the stream. We talked about proximity mines and like remote detonation mines, and I told embarrassing stories about how badly I got destroyed in my childhood playing GoldenEye with those things. So I hate them, but everyone else loves them, or many other people love them. So we've already got a couple of prototypes for those kinds of weapons. No ETA when they go in. You know, like I said, all these weapon prototypes we talk about, there's no guarantee that these will some of them might never make it in. You know, it just depend on how we feel about their balance and whether or not we feel like they fit the gameplay style that we want to go with. But they're definitely something we're working on. Defeated. So close. All right, guys. Well, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed our stream. If you have any last couple of questions for me or Jeff, we'll answer a few more, and then we're gonna call it a day for our Friday stream. Again, really sorry we didn't get a chance to show you guys Disaster Zone, but trust me, it looks super awesome, and we'll definitely show that to you guys on our stream next week on Wednesday for sure. Maybe we'll even do a special early stream to get it to you. Team Deathmatch will be coming out for our June update toward the end of this month. Update 2 is where we'll put that out. We'll probably show you guys some of the Team Deathmatch maps earlier than that. We'll do a stream at some point where we'll sneak peek that stuff for you. So that should be coming up soon. Structures will be stuff like radar, placeable, like steerable guns. Things that give your team bonuses when they spawn, things that add shields to areas and things like that. Saber, we do love you. The answer is yes, we love you. We love all of our players, and especially guys like Saber and Jimmy and Rocket and everyone here in the Twitch chat. We love all of you guys. We love hearing from you guys. We love chatting with you guys in the forum. So please keep doing it. It validates our existence and all the hard work that we've done.
I love Lamp.
And we love Lamp too. We also love lamps. Are you guys gonna make it easier to run on a computer that's below the minimum requirements? We don't have a specific task for that, but as we get closer to full release, we'll put more emphasis on performance optimizations and that kind of thing. So I imagine that we'll definitely make some improvements to that going forward, and it should run better on lower end machines. But it's not a focus for us at this point. Happy Man putting XP into weapons, nothing right now. It's a legacy thing. It's a feature we were trying out for a little while that we thought we might use, and we ended up taking it out, even though it still shows some UI elements for it. We might bring it back. We got him. We might bring it back later if we come up with a way we think will be a cool thing to do with it. But for right now, it doesn't do anything. What was minimum monetization going to be when it was free to play? Just curious. There was a ton of different stuff when it was free to play. I mean, back when minimum was going to be free to play, it was a very different game. Armor at that point was purely cosmetic. It didn't have any stats or any kind of impacts on it. And one of the first things that we did was make the armor, give it stats, and make it an actual strategic thing you were doing in the game. And I think it's one of the most important additions that we made early on. And so I think they were selling that. There was some stuff in there for selling. I think there was some matchmaking, selling stuff in there. Believe it or not, there was like a thing you could unlock that would let you decide whether you wanted to join games in progress or only join fresh matches. I think deathmatch stuff cost some. Honestly, I don't remember. We didn't spend a ton of time looking at the free-to-play monetization thing because we knew we didn't want to do that. But yeah, that was kind of what it was like when it was free-to-play. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching our stream. Really appreciate you talking to us and interacting with us. Please follow us on Twitch. Please follow us on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on Twitter. All those awesome social media links just underneath our Twitch stream here. And please do also join us on our community forums and give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. We really appreciate everything you guys do, and we love that you play the game. So thanks a lot for watching our stream, guys, and we'll see you again next week. Take care. Peace out. You want to alt tab in the...